talk about putting coffee up your butt.
Yeah, she said it. That's what we're going to talk about.
Coffee enemas.
Enemas, coffee enemas.
Colonics. The difference.
Fun stuff.
Let's do it.
So I guess we're going to start with, I'm just going to explain the reason for us making this video. Once again, we want to help you become a better human being. And these are the things that helped us so much. And two, another huge point I just want to drive home to all of you is that cleaning out your body is one of the greatest things you can do for yourself. And
if you're not pooping, your body's in distress.
Yeah, every day.
Twice a day, minimum.
So twice a day, even better.
Yeah.
And most people don't want to hear it. They have all these problems and symptoms and brain fog. They're not sleeping, and it's because they have food inside of them, and they're cramped up, and they have inflammation. So we're just going to teach you some really quick things that will help you just get to be a better human being. And I'm at this place so far. I have had so many people get better from this that I've worked with from doing these things. And I wasn't the first one to bring enemas into our life. It was actually her.
When I first learned about coffee enemas, I knew about it for about a year before I ever did one. And I was going to a holistic wellness center. They told me to do coffee enemas. And I was like, that's weird. I don't know. Nah, it was too much. It seemed like too much work.
I thought it was weird.
And so anyway, I finally was like, all right, you know what? I'm doing this because I was so bloated and had such digestive issues. I couldn't handle any food. Like even water would make me bloat. So I got to a point where I was like, I need to do something. They've been telling me to do this for about a year. I'm going to just do it. So then I went from not wanting to do it to being really excited. And for some reason, when I ordered the kit, that enema tube bucket right there, it took a couple weeks to arrive, and for like 2 weeks I was so excited. All I talked about was how I wanted to do this enema, coffee enema, and he was like, you're nuts. Like, what? You're gonna shove a thing up your butt and put 32 ounces of liquid up your butt? Like, what? And then I felt so much better after I did one, and I think it was a little bit of the excitement that I had and then my astonishment after that he was like, what's the deal with these coffee enemas? And then he got into them, and it helped him tremendously. And then we went from doing coffee enemas, then we learned about colonics, which we'll get into. But cleaning the colon is going to help you feel so much better. And it's not just digestion. You might be thinking, oh, I have perfect digestion. This guy, he's had a six-pack his whole life, and he could eat a whole pizza literally to himself and still have washboard abs.
Yeah, that's a huge point.
Which, if someone has a six-pack, it doesn't mean they're healthy.
Not at all.
But in this society, we think, oh, ripped abs, healthy. Heck no. He could eat a whole pizza, still have a six-pack. I would have one bite of a slice of pizza and be like, psh. So our body responds differently. So even if you're sitting here saying, I don't have any digestive issues, I'm not going to do a coffee enema, there's no point. No way. Stick around, because there is benefit that you will gain from doing these.
It actually doesn't matter if you think that you had digestive issues or not. It's that the modern world is full of chemicals and toxins and poisons, and most of the food that you're eating has this stuff in it too. And like Nikki said, I legitimately, I used to look about 20 pounds heavier. I was like a semi-pro athlete. I was competing. I was chiseled. And I hit a wall one day. Boom. Everybody used to come to me for health advice because they liked the way that I looked. Needless to say, my guts, my inside organs was dying. I was literally dying on the inside. And one day I hit a wall, and I learned what rejuvenation, we both really have learned what rejuvenation really means and what it takes and what it looks like. So the outer appearance, everybody, that's what they say, girls always say, you can eat whatever you want in your 20s. Now it's like, it's not even that. Now people are getting sick in their 20s. It's not what it used to be. Mm-hmm. So we're going to share with you, as you can see, this enema bucket I have here. This is what an enema bucket looks like. I have an instructional video. If you're coming from Nikki's membership, I have an instructional video on there how to exactly do it. But this is all it is. It's a simple kit. And there's different herbs and things that you can put in there to put up in your colon to help remove a lot of impacted stuff and waste and parasites and all sorts of stuff in there. So I have an instructional video on my YouTube, and I also have it in the membership for you to, I actually have a step-by-step process that teaches you how to do them.
How to set it up, how to make it, how to insert it, how to hold it, how much, all of that is in another video. One myth though, misconception that I think people have with coffee enemas is, well, I can't drink coffee. I get so anxious and my heart races. Can I do a coffee enema? Yes, I cannot drink coffee either. It makes me go and I don't feel good and my heart's racing. But when you're doing the coffee rectally, yes,
it doesn't go through the liver.
Your body's still getting some of the caffeine, but it's different, and it's just the caffeine is necessary to open up. What's the cap? I don't know what the word.
It stimulates your liver to dump into the colon.
Yeah, and
I've had gallstones actually come out from liver from coffee enemas.
So the caffeine allows that release to happen, and for me, at least me, and I don't think you've ever experienced it, that it doesn't give me that heart racy like I drank coffee. So
it's stimulating, but it's not like drinking a cup of coffee.
Yeah, right. So don't do it for the first time right before bed, because then you might be up for a couple hours doing work, right? Like, do it early in the morning or in the afternoon just to see how your body responds to it, but it is not like drinking coffee.
Yeah, and it's special coffee. To make sure you do the coffee, I'll put the link in there that you'll be able to find to the coffee that I recommend. It's special enema coffee. Do not go to the grocery store and get coffee. Coffee is filled with pesticides. It's one of the most heavily... The two biggest foods on the planet that have the most pesticides in them are coffee and grapes. And there's a couple other fruits that are probably with neck and neck. But you want to stay away, first of all, from drinking anything other than pure organic coffee. So, but this isn't a thing about coffee. So you only want to put coffee in your body that is meant for enemas. And there's about like 2 or 3 brands overall that have enema coffee. And I have the link. I will provide the link for how to do it. Now, I will say, if you start doing enemas, do as many as you can for a while, because you can't really overdo it. The Gerson therapy, when you were healing chronic illness, they had you do 3 coffee enemas a day for 3 or 4 weeks at a shot. So you can't overdo it. Depending on how much time you have, you can do 1 a week for a year. You can't really overdo it. There's a myth out there that it causes all these problems in the gut. It doesn't. It will help you get regular. Just always also allow yourself to go through periods of time, to see how it has helped you without them. People with chronic illness, it depends how constipated you are. I mean, there's some people that until you clear out that colon, you can really, really do a lot of enemas to clean you out. And you'll just find a place in your life where you just don't need them anymore. So, and you can also just do warm distilled water enemas. Too. It doesn't always have to be coffee, just warm distilled enemas, warm distilled water enemas. And you want to use distilled water in your enemas, not regular tap water, definitely not municipal water. It has chlorine and all sorts of chemicals in it. Only distilled water. So the second thing we're going to talk about is colonics.
Yay! There are 2 different types of colonics. There is what's called a closed system, which I like, and then an open system, which he likes. So talk about what a colonic is first, and then we'll describe the different systems.
Colonic is a really, really big enema. You go and you plug into a machine. So an open system.
Plug into a machine.
You plug into a machine, except it plugs, yeah. An open system is a table that you lay on your back, and a little tube goes in your butt, and it flows water into you for about 40 minutes at a time. It's like doing a lot of enemas at once.
The enemas, you do 32 ounces of water. That's it. A colonic is like 18 gallons.
I don't know how many gallons.
Maybe more.
It's a non-stop flow of water.
Maybe 40 gallons.
No, it's not that much.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
It's a little trickle of water for 40 minutes, and you'll have many evacuations. So I don't know. It really depends on how much that person can take in and the flow of the machine and all sorts of stuff. But it's a lot more water than an enema. And it gets way deeper up into that transverse colon and even into that ascending colon once you start getting clean in that way. So the colonics are a game changer because you can take special herbs and stuff to really help pull stuff out of your body, and then you have to do colonics and enemas because your body can't eliminate when you start to pull the heavy metals and the parasites and the funguses and the molds out of your body. That and like, you know, people with Lyme that are struggling, you got to start cleaning the body out. So when you start to take the herbs and the charcoals and the bentonite clays and all that kind of stuff, chlorellas, all the binders out there, you almost have to do colonics and enemas.
If you're doing these detox protocols and you're not pooping, you're actually kind of doing more harm than good, because
you're gonna feel awful.
You're ripping out all the stuff in your cells, and then it's getting reabsorbed in the body because you're not eliminating, which is why enemas and colonics are so important when you're detoxing the body, because you got to get it out.
You got to flow.
I mentioned that there is a closed system and an open system.
She's a closed system girl. I'm an open system guy.
Let's talk about the difference. He mentioned that you're laying on a table and you're plugged in. So the open system, you're on this table, you're leaning back, there's like a tube that goes up your butt, and water is coming in the whole time, and then you're just free flow eliminating as you need to. On the closed system, in the open system, you're in the room by yourself usually, and you're just on the table doing your thing. With the closed system, you need a colon hydrotherapist in the room with you, because what they do is they put the tube, a little tube up your butt, and the water flows. And then when you're ready to eliminate, when you can't hold it anymore, then they turn the knob, the water stops flowing, you release. So you need someone there to work that machine. I love the closed systems. I don't have a good response to the open system. I get nauseous. I don't have good releases. It just doesn't work for me. He loves it. The closed system works so much better for me. So when you're first doing these, try one of each. Do two of each, just so you can see. I recently went and got a colonic a couple weeks ago, and I went to an open system place just to try it again. And I just don't like it. It doesn't work for me. And that's okay. We're all different. You'll find which one your body handles better, and then that's what you should do.
And just look in your area to see around what colonic places are available to you. And if you only have a closed system, then that's all you got. Mm-hmm. Oh, and if I'm speaking to guys right now, guys, get over it. Because I'll be honest,
I don't want to put anything up my butt.
Guys are the ones that never want to do it, and the women are way more open to taking care of themselves and taking care of their bodies. And I'll be honest, most of my clients are women, and they're just so much more open to it. And they're like, my husband won't even think about it, won't even talk about it. And I just want to dudes, get over it, because you're gonna wish you cleaned yourself out when you're older.
His one good friend said, he's so weirded out by...
Who?
John.
Oh, yeah.
He's so weirded out by enemas. And the one time I was he walked in the door as I had my bucket in my hand. I just made a coffee enema. And
Our friends are like family to us. You have to understand.
I was going to do an enema. And John's he stepped back and he's like, you guys don't do it together, do you? And we were like, yeah, we have Friday night enema dates in the bathroom together. I was totally joking, and he was mortified. But it's it helps you. Who cares? It's going up your butt. Whatever. It makes you feel
it goes up your butt
so much
2 inches.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not big. It's small, and it's just liquid, and you're gonna feel so much better. So just freaking do it.
Yeah, it's not. And when I work with my clients on getting better, they are part of the protocols that I recommend on everyone. I don't really care what your problem is, because everyone is constipated. Everyone has toxins in their body. Everyone has parasites, and people don't want to hear about this stuff. And our path to rejuvenation was cleaning yourself out. And I just want to say again that I'm a lifestyle medicine coach and mentor for the Hippocrates Health Institute. And one of their protocols on their campus, it's one of the top places in the world that you go to get better from chronic illness. And the reason I can't say specific names of chronic illnesses is because freedom of speech isn't really there, okay? So there's a lot that I would love to say about this stuff, but I can't. So just Hint, hint, chronic illness, okay? Their protocols are every single day for 3 weeks, you do a water enema, and then you do what they call a wheatgrass implant. So you juice wheatgrass, and then you put about 2 to 3 ounces up your butt with a syringe, a big plastic syringe, and you hold it for as long as possible because the wheatgrass goes in your colon and it absorbs through the colon, cleans your blood, and it also kills out any of the pathogens that are living in your body. It is extremely effective. And this is one of the top health institutes in the world. I mean, I have met some very sick people that come back from there perfectly fine. And colonics and enemas, they have a colonic place on their campus, and you get multiple colonics while you stay there. Guys, this is the real deal. Like, if you're looking to get better, or if you think you're fine, even if you think I'm healthy, why would I ever want to do that? Go do it. You'll feel better. No matter where you are, you're going to feel better because the air, the water, the food, and I'm not this Armageddon doomsdayer. It's just the world that we live in. It's a skill to live in the modern world. And if you listen to the mainstream, okay, they're not in your best interest. And if you go Googling this type of information, you're going to get a lot of information that may deter you from seeking this stuff out. But I assure you, there are some of the best doctors in the world that recommend these type of practices. And they're not on the mainstream sources. So if you're listening to Good Morning America, or you're listening to the newses and all this type of stuff that type of stuff puts out, or what's the other one, like WebMD or whatever, they don't really talk about this kind of stuff. But this is how your body rejuvenates.
If you've ever had an itchy butthole,
Parasites.
There's something down there that shouldn't be there. That's not normal.
Parasites.
It's happened to all of us.
Yeah, and if you travel to other countries and you've eaten the food, and if you've ever had food poisoning, it's parasites. Parasites. So that's a whole other topic, is the parasite thing, because you got to be real careful when you start killing those things off. But the colonics and the enemas and it hydrates you too. That's another thing. Hydration.
Well, the colonic will hydrate you.
The colonic is very hydrating.
The enema is not. It's the coffee, but the colonic is hydrating.
Yeah, the enemas, the coffee enemas have their place. Mm-hmm. So when I work with people, there's a lot more than just coffee enemas. There's water enemas. There's wheatgrass enemas. There's other herbs that you can do. There's a lot of other things that you can do depending on the process that you're in. But to start, just doing a couple of coffee enemas, getting good at them. Doing a couple colonics. You can buy like a 10 package of colonics and do them over like a span of like 3 months. Tremendous healing effects, tremendous benefits. Invest in your life, invest in your health. It is an investment because these things aren't free, but you will pay yourself back in the long run. 100%. Anything else?
No, that was it.
All right. Many blessings.
See you later.